Hey guys, how's it going? It's Etanios here. Welcome to episode number 21 of this NHL 24 Draft Glory franchise mode here on the edited version of YouTube. Today we're going to be getting into the 2032 NHL Entry Draft, the draft lottery, the offseason, all of that stuff. Exactly. That's exactly it. We're going to jump into the lottery here right away because we're worried if Peaceful jumps in, then we have no shot of winning the lottery. So let's jump into it right away without really any further ado. Let's get to it, and should be a good one. So here we go, guys. Let's get rolling, and we're just going to advance and give it a few days. And all right, all the season ticket stuff and everything, but here we go. And there's the lottery, and we're going to stay at exactly 5. Only switch in the whole lottery is St. Louis and LA. Leapfrog spots there. So, all right, pick number 5. You know what? It's not the worst thing ever. Could have been worse for sure. We've had a few pick number 5s in our past, and they've actually turned out fairly well overall. So, St. Louis will have the first pick. Good for Pittsburgh. They get to stick there at number 3. They probably really need that number 3 pick. And yeah, number 5 for us, you know, it's not a reward necessarily, but it's more so just for our efforts of being bad. So with pick number 5, this is going to be a little bit tricky now because it's like, okay, do we take... I mean, obviously I would love if we got Thought. I don't think the Tampa Bay Lightning are really going to pass up on him though, but if they do for whatever reason, then he would be my number 1 choice. After that, Sven Hedberg is probably the right pick, although I wouldn't necessarily be against the Chad Berard either. I know he's not a gem necessarily, but yeah, I would say probably Hedberg is the right decision still, even though he is a little bit on the small side. And we don't really need another top 4 or elite defender in Caberlet, so that's why we're probably not going to go for him. After that, I mean, I wish we could get Crane. We're probably not going to get Crane, but you never know. And then, you know, there are guys like Jameson White that we could still draft. Few names in that range. So, yeah, let's kind of just get rolling here. Obviously, we will be looking to the chat for some actual... what's the word I'm looking for? We will be looking to the chat for some actual voting and stuff like that on certain picks, but I am also just going to plan this draft out pretty quickly. Not really hesitate too much because there's so much else to get to in this episode besides the draft, even though the draft is going to be, you know, a fairly important point of this episode. At the same time, we're kind of past that stage of like, oh, we have to draft well to have success. Like, not necessarily, so yeah, we'll wait and see exactly where our picks end up landing, but yeah, I'm interested that Donald Glennie's still a gem. I don't know how he's still a gem, but he is. And yeah, I mean, Stokes is going to be a great option. Besides that, yeah, Downing looks okay. We don't really need more left wingers. Left wing is probably one of our few positions that's properly secured at this point. Ricky Bendahan we could probably draft as a right D. Although Yerky Salmonen also doesn't look bad. Anybody else? I don't think there was really too many other players. Like, yeah, Maurice Fortin is probably another good one that we will likely draft. And then after that, we don't really know as far as how good or bad Melvin Cuff's going to be. And yeah, like Tuomainen as a top 9 is actually pretty solid. So, all right, that's what we're looking at. That's what we're going to have to try and pick through for this draft. It's just not really a great draft here this year. So let's get to the retired players here, take a peek at those. And this year, it's going to be mostly 2011 retirees, some 2013s there, but Huberdeau, Nugent-Hopkins, Mika Zibanejad, Landeskog, Lindholm, Bjorkstrand. Yeah, some pretty good players there as far as the retirees go. Let's take a look at the defense, and yeah, really Shea Theodore was the only really amazing one there. As far as goalies go, Alexander Georgiev, as an undrafted goalie, made quite a career for himself, winning 342 games in the NHL. Ville Husso, Philip Grubauer, Laurent Brossoit, all over that 100-plus mark as well. And the best goal scorer in here was Mika Zibanejad. So there you have it. That is the retiree class for this season. Nothing insane, but also just a solid year for retirees. All right. This year, do we see any scouts or coaches or anybody call it quits? Not for us. That's perfect. And you know what? We're just going to continue simulating. I don't really worry about draft interviews at this point. And while we do have some players that are developing nicely, guys like, Landon DuPont obviously looks very good, but apart from that, there aren't really a whole lot of these guys further down. Guys like Mears and Strudwick and Fucale that are really becoming amazing players. They're looking okay, but again, we are just lacking that little bit of extra performance from those guys when you would really hope that they could maybe turn into steals. Draft interviews are kind of unnecessary. Yeah, exactly. So we'll also probably be running Kirka and Rogers on the bottom pairing this upcoming year. I get the feeling that's going to be how we play it. I mean, we'll have to wait and see, but that's what I'm feeling right now. So we'll keep an eye on that. As far as our goalies go, Modin's coming. He's coming quickly as far as he's going to be a starting goalie here in no time, really. I mean, obviously we have Caden Sanchez for the time being. That's why we signed him to the shorter term. But yeah, with pick 5 this year, we should still get a good player. It's just a matter of who is that good player going to be. So yeah, let's, I got to plan out the rest of my picks. It's going to be pretty quick here overall. Essentially, we just do whatever the last number was plus 33. And then once we've done that, then we can kind of judge all our picks from there. And we didn't move this year. We were the 5th worst team, so it's just add 33 to every number after 5. So 137. Alright, I think I got all our pick numbers right. I'll double check them, but alright, let's get into it here. Not like there's anything really super crazy at the top of this draft this year, but we will have to just wait and see how things pan out. If I'm not mistaken, we have pick 5, 38, 71, 104, 137, 170, and then 203. And that is correct. Okay, so that's what we're drafting with this year. We'll see how the game treats us, but we should probably also just kind of plan out our picks a little bit better. Obviously, apart from the top players here, because we don't know exactly how those guys are going to fall off the board. But as we do so, let's get to it. So let's see. We should be able to grab... I know we talked about grabbing Caden Standard as the potential backup for the future. If he's at pick 92, we could grab him with pick 71 or so. That shouldn't be too bad. Brandon Stokes we can grab with our 4th round pick, which is crazy because he actually looks really good. He's a little bit on the small side at 5'10", 184, but that's a start at least. Besides that, it's pretty much just everybody else in here. We won't really get a shot at Crane unless he falls more than 8 picks off the board. Whereas we should probably get Jameson White. I don't know if we necessarily need to draft him, but that's probably a guy we're looking at. And then, let's see. I'm going to say we should probably draft McBride with pick 38. Going to be my kind of executive decision here, unless you guys see anybody else that you're like, oh, we absolutely need that player instead. I like big defensemen. 6'5" defensemen are going to be good. Tier list, welcome to the stream. Good to see you're in here. We are started on the draft. We didn't win the lottery. We didn't lose the lottery. We landed exactly pick number 5, which I'm okay with. It could have played out worse for sure. Ricky Bendahan, I get the feeling, well, he's played 29 games, so I was like, he might have that kind of weird potential option where he can just get way better really quickly from not playing kind of thing. So I thought maybe we'd look into him, but I think we're going to be fine without. Seems to be a fairly defensive or defenseman-heavy draft this year. Like, there's a lot of defense that we could draft that actually look good. But yeah, besides that, there's not a lot of players where I'm like, oh, we absolutely need to get this guy, or we absolutely need to get that guy. All right, so Nathaniel Goldman goes first overall, and he looks really good. So, not really surprised at all that he turned out to be that good, but yeah, 83 rated at the top of the draft usually makes sense. I'm also just going to check the potential one more time, see if we somehow missed anybody. Yeah, it doesn't really look like it. I mean, we could draft just 3 gems in a row there. Technically, we could. Wouldn't be the best use of our picks, but long-term it might be. Who knows? Yeah, Walls we're probably not going to draft either. Jay Budens, I might take I'll probably take a swing on him at pick 81. I think that's going to be fine. And no guarantee he's a low elite. As much as I want him to be, no guarantee. In that range of like 70 plus, a lot of the time guys in that range and style just don't really turn out to be all that good, unfortunately. But we'll wait and see. But let's see if there's any other like top 6 guys in that 60 to 70 plus range. It's not really looking like it either, so I know I just said we don't really need left wingers, but at the same time, if there's good ones available, we will draft them. Ooh, Christian Pressburg would actually probably be a really good option for us too, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, McBride looks really intimidating. I got to agree with that. I think we're going to go with Maurice Fortin as our 5th round pick. He's a right D again. This time we actually have a style on him as far as an offensive defenseman goes. I think he would fit fairly nicely in our system. We don't really need Marty Sod. We're going to instead go for standard instead, which is probably going to be better. And then, you know what? Juha Tuomainen. At least he's guaranteed potential late on in the draft there. And, you know, left wing to a forward at 6'5", 197 is not a bad option either. And then after that, you know what? I don't think there's really a whole lot else for our like 7th round pick kind of range. We could get, there's a whole bunch of like low 9 guys that we could get, and I'm looking at those guys like, I don't really want those guys necessarily, but you can't always pick and choose, even though it is a draft pick after all. But yeah, let's just go back to our sorted players here. I mean, we could go with Yahir Godard as well. He wouldn't be horrible. All right, and McArdle goes number 2, exactly how the draft order was expected. And a lefty out of what I believe is the, So 2 OHL players go in the top 6. Both look very much NHL ready. And those are the first 2 picks of the draft. So, we'll have to wait and see what the Penguins do. That's really going to kind of determine, or not the Penguins, it's going to be Penguins and Tampa. We're reliant on both of those teams picking either well or poorly. It doesn't really matter, but one or the other is going to happen. And we're probably going to get, if I'm being honest, we're probably going to get screwed out of yet another sniper, which just hurts, but it is what it is. I'm thinking we might go with Josh Odell for the last pick, even if he doesn't turn out. You never know, right? He could be really good, or he could be absolutely horrible at the same time. But he's a right winger at least, which is an improvement from a lot of the other picks that we've made, where it's just all left wingers essentially. Ben, welcome to the stream. Good to see you made it. Yeah, it looks like we're getting a little bit better here for the view counts now. We are just kind of starting the draft. We didn't win the lottery. We didn't lose the lottery. We're at pick number 5 exactly. So the only teams that switched were these two teams made a little flipperoo, and LA somehow yet again gets a top 2 pick, which is crazy. All right, so we'll sim Pittsburgh's pick. They take Galiev, which is exactly how it was expected on the board. And at this point, I think we've got all the rest of our draft kind of picked out. We know exactly who we're going to take. I'm actually just going to go through and kind of unpin all the guys that we're not going to take. So, like, we're not taking Walls, we're not taking Godard, not taking Bendahan, not taking Saad, not taking White, not taking Salmonin. We are going to take the risk on Budens. We're not taking Glenny. Actually, you know what? We're not even taking Budens. We're gonna take Caden Standard instead here. That's actually my bad, because he actually looks really good as a goalie, which, you know, we can't really say happens all that often. But 6'3", 206 at 18. That's gonna be good. Crane and Berard we're probably not gonna get either. Same with Callanan. So yeah, we're really down to kind of our final few picks there. If we look at it now, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Not even taking Budens. 5, 6, and then whoever the first rounder is going to be. So that is it. And really, the hockey gods, you know, I don't know why I do this. Obviously, fate doesn't go our way more than most of the time with these picks, but we'll see. Does it happen? No, it doesn't. The thought, of course, goes to the the Tampa Bay Lightning, and that is going to be a deadly pairing. Yeah, that's just it stings, but it's good. Like it's going to be good for that franchise. But that just hurts for us because we're literally one pick off of the sniper that we wanted, and we don't get him. So yeah, yet again, it happens. But it would have been really nice had we actually gotten Mathot. So yeah, we will be stuck with the next best player on the board, which is yet again another playmaker. Sorry, is my disappointment coming through a little bit? But no, Patrick Kane comparison, which is actually pretty good. Sometimes those players can be really good. But yeah, we will take Sven Hedberg. I get the feeling we're probably going to end up playing him at center. He's just a little bit bigger, which is why we're going to take him. And again, we've got pick 5. Might as well not mess up this pick. And knowing my luck, it doesn't really matter who we take here. Whoever that we don't take is going to end up being really good. So that's kind of the mentality I've got after how all this other player development has gone over the last, like, I don't know, 8 seasons, 9 seasons, somewhere in there. I know I'm being a little pessimistic, but can you guys really blame me at the same time? Like, you've seen how some of these picks and players have turned out. So I believe this is one of the first Swedes we're actually taking with a top pick here. So might be the first ever. But yeah, Sven Hedberg, welcome to the Newfoundland Growlers. And he's 80 rated, so nothing bad, nothing insane either. But he is going to slot into our team right away, which is about all you can ask for with a top pick. Ooh, Pressburg was not good. And then Sedin also not good. Chad Berard actually looks really good, 70 overall. So yeah, he's going to develop in no time. And then Lashoff goes to the Hurricanes. Caberlet. I'm not even surprised that the Predators end up with Caberlet. That just seems so fitting. Ooh, Artyom was actually pretty good as well. But you know what? Let's sim up to pick 38. Take a look at some of these other picks that go off the board. So we miss White anyways. Nemes, Agostino, Fontaine, all good players there. And, alright, anybody else? Pedersen was very nice. That's a great pick for the Flames. And Picard was 76 rated, so that's solid. Was he a two-way or an offensive? He was offensive, okay. Crane goes to the Kraken there, so that's a great pick for them in the late first round. And then we are on to the second round here. So with our second round pick, we're not really going to hesitate. We're going to go with the guy that we know is going to turn out. He's a little off the board at pick 52 there, but we are going to take Nelson McBride. Not really worrying about if his scheme fit's going to be great or not. He can slot in as a bottom 6D, or bottom pair D. And while we probably could take another forward, like there aren't even that many forwards. Like really it would be Schremp or nobody. And you know what, while we need centers, we don't need centers that bad over low elites. So we're going to take Nelson McBride. And McBride is 64 rated. All right, that's pretty solid. Obviously, he is a two-way D-man at that size, but we'll stick with it. That's actually a pretty good pick for the second round. Let's go, tier list. Just bringing the hype in the comments. I'd love to see it. All right, so we'll go over to pick 71. We get a trade offer for the pick, which obviously we cannot use. And then, let's see, anybody else that was really good in the second round? Like Schremp was 62 rated, so nothing amazing. Okay, Callanan goes to the Golden Knights. That's probably going to be a problem. And of course, Walls was indeed a low elite. And Grandpierre was actually pretty nice too. Great pick there for the Hurricanes. But with our next pick here, we could go with Pressburg. We don't really need another lefty. We have more than enough lefty. But what we are going to do is we're going to go with the goalie that is just 1 year out, guaranteed to be good, guaranteed to slot into our AHL team pretty much immediately. And yeah, Caden Standard, welcome to the team. It's not very often I take a fringe starter third round, but he's 73 rated, second highest player we're going to draft today. Second highest rated player we're going to draft today. So yeah, that is a sick player for the third round. Oh, no, Colorado. Oh, you just messed up all of my plans. He was like 4 picks off the board there. That was not great. Oh, man. That one hurts. I can't believe... I can believe it. The Avalanche are slime balls, so... Wow, Colorado. You really just did that. All right, chips on the shoulder. We're going to ruin the Avalanche if we ever come across them. I'm sorry, that was just unacceptable. Like, what is that? Come on. Really? Well, ouch. Ouch is literally all I have to say to that. Just ouch. Alright, I guess we'll go with Bendahan? Yeah, it's probably going to be the next best option. At least Bendahan's 18 still. Salmonen is smaller at 19. And then, yeah, we'll be taking Fortin with the next pick. But, oh, man, that one just hurt. That just simply hurt. There was no other way to put it. All right, Ricky Bendahan it is. That, I can't believe that just happened. I can, but... No, I'm not impressed about that at all. That's probably my mistake, actually. I'm pretty sure I messed up my pick order there. So there you have it. We miss out on an elite that we probably should have had. We were literally 1 pick off of drafting, and yeah, Braden Stokes would have been an amazing player. An offensive defenseman at that size usually turns out to be a pretty good player. And Saad goes a couple picks after, but oh man. That was just not good. Oh, man. All right, Downing goes there to the Islanders. Legwand was okay. Anybody else? Not really. Okay. And for our next pick, we're going to go off the board again, just by a little bit. And we're going to take Maurice Fortin. Fortin? I don't know how you say his name. Regardless, he's a 47 rated offensive defenseman. Nothing spectacular, but also nothing horrible either. And okay, for the rest of round 5 had Salmonen, obviously. And anybody we didn't know about? I'm pretty sure we had almost all these guys scouted and it looked pretty bad, so yeah. Alright, I am so tempted to take Melvin Cuff, but we're not going to do that because that would just... It wouldn't go backwards necessarily, but if we mess up that pick, then that's just a waste because we could have gotten a top 9 guy instead in Juha Tuomainen, which is exactly what we're going to do. So let's just take Juha here. We'll go with that pick. He's going to be solid, and 50 overall at that size, you know, you can't really complain about that. It's a 6th round pick that has NHL potential eventually. So, okay, for the rest of round 6, let's see. Cuff was bottom 6. Alright, we made the right decision there for sure. Besides that, though, we'll be guessing on a few of these players because we don't know all of their potentials at this point in the late rounds. But, let's see. We're at pick number 203. At 205, there is a guy named Josh Odell who I think might actually have enough upside to be worth the pick. I am just interested to see, are there any other players that somehow have like significantly better ETAs? We're not going to take Packard. He's just way too far off the board. There's another Shrimp there, Kyle Shrimp. More than likely going to be a low 6, but you never know. And yeah, what I'm looking for here, I'm just spamming through the ETAs to see if there's like a 2 or 1 year ETA. It's usually unlikely, but you never know. Nobody with crazy ETAs at this point. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. So that is what it is. There's so many bottom 6 players. Holy. That's actually crazy. Well, there was one 3-year ETA guy. But yeah, we're not going to take Rodin. So yeah, we will go with Josh Odell. That'll be our pick. We'll just send it and hope he turns out. And alright, low top 9. Better than I was expecting, honestly. But also nothing crazy by any means. He is, you know, of course, 18 turning... Oh no, he is just 18. So you never know. Might still be some upside there. But that is it for our draft here this year. We kind of get screwed out of an elite defenseman there, as far as the Colorado Avalanche steal him from 1 pick under our noses. I guess, yeah, Brendan Hay would have been a better pick, but, you know, give and take. We ran the risk of trying to maybe get another low elite, and it didn't quite pay off, but that's okay. Charpentier would have been a very nice player. Man, Alexander Charpentier is a great pick in the 7th round for the Panthers. He has NHL upside. And, alright, anybody else? A lot of low-rated guys, which is kind of what you expect in this round. Yeesh. Okay, well, you know what? Overall, pretty solid draft. I'm pretty happy with it. Who went first? You missed it. It was that Nathaniel Goldman. Peaceful. We not for long though. We didn't win the lottery, but we didn't lose the lottery. We landed pick 5, which is exactly where we were at. We ended up grabbing. We ended up grabbing Sven Hedberg, who, you know, he looks okay. I'm probably going to end up slapping him at center because he's got 79 faceoffs. And, yeah, that's just probably going to be what happens. We'll have to wait and see. But, yeah, that was our pick. We could have gone with Berard, but I preferred the bigger player. I mean, slightly bigger. He's only 5'10 versus 5'9. But, yeah, we did get Hedberg. We were so close to Mathot, too. Like, Laurent Mathot probably would have jumped into the league with our team and just like lit it up, just been like point per game player kind of thing, but yeah, that's what happened. We didn't lose the lottery technically. We landed pick 5, which is exactly where we were at, but we didn't win the lottery either. The only team that won was St. Louis, flipped spots with LA for 1 and 2. So St. Louis got that Goldman guy, which, you know, exactly, yeah, we stayed 5th, exactly. It was not our worst draft lottery ever. We've definitely had worse ones than that. Ooh, a maroon goes there. Okay, interesting. At least the Kings didn't win again. Yeah, exactly. You didn't screw us on this one. Yeah, exactly. It's all good, Peaceful. I mean, we got screwed out of this player here. Laurent Mathot was definitely the guy we wanted, and then we also got screwed out of this player here. One pick difference. If we just finished one spot worse in the standings, which would have been, let's see, what was the point difference? Yeah, literally it was Tampa Bay's picks both times there. So had we literally had one less win on the season, we would have gotten both of those players, and it would have been fabulous. But you know what? Game of inches, quite literally, and game of singular picks. But that's our draft for this year. It's pretty solid. I'm happy with it. We got a lot of decently ready players, guys that are going to be in the league within a year or two or maybe 3 at most. But yeah, 2032 wasn't a bad year necessarily. It just also wasn't the year we were hoping for either, I think is the way to put it. So there you have it. Pretty solid players. I'm happy with the guys we got. And I'm just punching in the players' nationalities and handedness as quickly here. Ben DeHaan was a Canadian, right? I believe he was Canadian. All right, so we are ready to continue on here to the off season now. And with the off season in swing, I don't think we have a whole lot of players that we really need to re-sign. I believe Jorg Kurka is the biggest name coming up here, and that's really not that big of a name. He's like our third pairing defenseman right now, so yeah, and he's probably never going to break into our team when you look at it either, like just based on the players that we have in that top 4. The guy we are going to re-sign, though, is definitely Artem Svitov. At this point, certain guys are becoming exact potential players, which is good because, you know, it means they're going to stick right around that rating that they're currently at unless things really go sideways for them. And, you know, our team is pretty much set at this point. We have everybody in the positions we know they're going to be in. It just hurts that Levshunov, you know, has kind of dropped off on rating here and potential because he looked like he was going to be really good for a long time. So yeah, the plan for this year for sure is that we're going to have Kurka and Rogers as our bottom defensive pair in the NHL for the upcoming season. Apart from that, you know, Svitov was good enough to get himself a contract extension. I have no problem handing him that. And then we are going to have to sign Modine this year, so that's going to be a bit of an issue. Okay, so I think we're going to have to buy out Caden Bobelev. He just never really... He's 22 and just 69 rated, so we're going to buy him out for the 1 year, 2 years, or whatever it's going to cost us, and then we'll sign Ludwig Modine because he's going to be starting in the AHL next year. And then, of course, we have to keep Ryan Fanti. He still hasn't retired yet, so we have to keep him around. And then that way we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goalies, which is the absolute limit you can have. Zykov is going to be another fairly big name coming up that we need to re-sign. But at that point, you know, I think we're going to be able to manage that just fine. Jorg Kurka wants, you know what, if we go 8 years at 1.7, he's probably going to only ever become a top. You know what, yeah, exactly. If we sign him for 8 years, he's only ever going to become a top 6 kind of guy, like low top 6. So we're going to sign him for 2 to hopefully encourage some development. We're going to do a 1 year, $3 million contract for Igor Zamula because we don't really have a lot of other players to sign besides that. We'll go 1 year, 2.75 for Dylan Collin, and then we'll start him in the minors. What's his name here? Noel Millman was actually amazing in the minors this year, so we're going to keep him down there, but obviously not give him a 2-way contract. And then besides that, you know, we have Goudreau, we have Gore, we have Calder, we have McBride coming up as well. Like, we have names and players here that we actually want to give playtime to. At this point, Harvey Sanchez is probably a write-off. I don't think we're going to be signing him. And I don't think we're going to be signing... honestly, Van de Busch is just... He's kind of meh. Like, there's no potential there really to work towards. Same thing with Aaron Stamkos. So yeah, we gotta clear up some roster spots this year. I think, honestly, Cleaning House probably would have been a decent name. Yeah, poor Levshunov, exactly. Growlers are in a rivalry with the Avs now. Honestly, that is all good, Peaceful. The photography is, it's worth it for everybody else that you're taking pictures of, right? So, can't really be too upset about that. Okay, besides the defense, I think we're going to have to release quite a few players here this year. I'm mainly looking at Mackey and Carlisle, even though they've been amazing Growlers over their tenure for this team. We're running out of roster spots here at this point, so that's why I'm looking at it that way. We are going to sign Kuiper for another 2 years. We're going to sign Peyton Engel for another 2 years. Those guys are going to be fine. We are going to sign Hedberg as well, except we're going to take him and pretty much immediately slap him at center rather than on the wing at this point because we just need better face-off men. Kyler Denny probably didn't have quite as good a year this year as he did last year. Oh my god, he did though. Like he really did have just as good a year. He scored 52 goals. So I don't understand how he hasn't grown better. We need to sign Strudwick and Mirrors for sure. We're going to walk Dmitry Novikov, so that's just going to be a release. Nothing really to it there. He was a 6th round pick, so I'm not really against walking him over guys like Mirrors and, of course, Strudwick because those guys are worth it. And then Savan will sign to another 2-year extension. Might as well. I don't see any reason not to. And then we will get to Hedberg. I just need to make sure all the roster spots are clear first. And then Fisher, we are probably not going to draft, even though he was fairly big, but just never really developed, unfortunately. So we will, we'll release him. We might sign Gallagher this upcoming year, give him some opportunity in the AHL. Well, we'll see. Give him one more year in the USHL because that's probably where he should be playing. And then if we add an 80 rated center to this group, then I'm actually fairly happy with it. I got no problems, no qualms about it. So yeah. All right, let's advance a day, get a bunch of these contracts signed, and then, obviously we are going to run out of space with certain players, so we will have to do some releases. Yeah, there you can see. Okay, I guess we're releasing Zamula because he doesn't want to play. Oh no, Ryan Fanti rejects. He's not happy here anymore. All right, well that might be time to let go of him. He's told us no straight up. So I mean, while all these other guys are signing contracts, he didn't. Yeah, that's tough. That's really tough. So. All right, I got pretty much no emotional attachment to Aaron Stamkos at this point. He was like, where did we get him? He was a 6th round pick way back now. So yeah, we're gonna release him. He's gone. I think we're gonna release Connor Mackey as well because we just again don't really have roster. Or actually, no, we'll hold on to Mackey. Because he actually wants to play for us. Carlisle does not want to play for us at this point, so we'll release him. And then, of course, Caden Sanchez, just loved that guy, because why not? We will sign these 3 or 4 guys back up. Not that all of them are going to get playtime necessarily. While Marcus Zamnov should get playtime, I'm going to give him minutes. He's got a ton of penalty minutes, which is hilarious, but okay. Besides that, you know what? Why don't we sign Connor Fisher? Just try him out for 3 years, and then if he's bad, we'll release him. We can always use the forwards in our team, that's for sure. And then Ryan Fanti, I'll offer him the maximum amount of money, but we'll see if he takes it or not. And all right, so he did re-sign there. Perfect. That's what we wanted to see. And all right, we got, I believe, everybody apart from, Zamula, who at this point we're going to use as a cap filler, and we're just going to drop him like an $18 million contract for 1 season. because why not? He's just going to sit on the bench and eat cap space. And boom. All right. I know we probably could have used that $20 million more effectively than that, but we're going to struggle through. That's all we're going to do here. So, all right, without further ado, to free agency. And I'm really excited for Ludwig Modin. He's going to be the main guy that we're really actually focusing attention on. He is the only guy left in this team that has the potential to become a franchise player besides Landon DuPont, who already is. And yeah, okay. So again, we are buyer status, which is hilarious because we shouldn't be. I mean, not that we shouldn't be, we just haven't really been good enough yet up to this point to be buyer status. And not a whole lot for undrafted players this year. Actually, you know what? Let's just sort by potential. Every now and then you'll see like an 80 rated 20-year-old show up out of free agency, and you're just like, okay, sweet. I don't know where this guy came from, but we'll take it. And yeah, overall, again, there's just not a lot for us to really pursue and sign here this year. We just don't need any of these guys, really. Ooh, we could grab Antti Mäkinen, though. That might not be a bad idea. I know he's undrafted, and we'd have to probably give up a different goalie in exchange, which I don't think we can, actually, now that I'm looking at it. That's not great. How many original Growlers are left? Fanti? Oh, actually, Zamula's one of them. Apart from that, not very many. That's for sure. I think we're pretty much all... This is pretty much all Etanios Growlers now. Ryan Fanti would be the other one. So that's it. Like, that is literally it for what we're rocking with for original Growlers left. It's literally just Igor Zamula. And then, of course, we are gonna... Okay, let's see what a Rogers extension looks like. He might be cheap. We'll keep an eye on that because he might be cheap, but he also might end up being really good. And then a Caden Sanchez deal. He wants 1 year at 6 or 8 years at 11. How come he becomes a UFA after this year? After that next year. That doesn't make sense. Okay, we'll figure out that Sanchez contract a little bit further on. Yeah, we're not going to be paying him $11 million. No chance. We're going to be doing that. Not with other guys like Zykov and Archer and eventually, what's his name? Hedberg coming up. So, yeah, we are going to sign Sven Hedberg, though, obviously. He should be getting a contract there. And yeah, we can't really do anything with the goalie, so let's just pretty much just simulate up to the next season. The only other thing we're going to do here is change. Oh no, we're not even going to do that. We're literally just going to upgrade some stadium things that we need here. So, we couldn't afford the upgrade. That was great. Okay, let's repair the bathrooms then. Why not? All right. To the next season. That's literally all we can do at this point. Oh my god, we're not trading Caden Standard. Are you serious? That's just not happening. Why would we do that? We just drafted the guy. All right, we sold 25% of our tickets so far. Yeah, it's literally all drafted players. Is that coffee? Yes, it is. Yeah, I definitely drink too much coffee sometimes. I also just didn't wake up early enough today to be on a second cup of coffee though either. So, all right, let's check out the lines for this upcoming year now that we are here. Wow, that left wing looks absolutely amazing, and then the rest of the team looks so unbalanced, which is so funny to look at. Ooh, okay, all right, Landon DuPont actually looks like a franchise defenseman. That's kind of nice. Ivan Zykov looks amazing, considering that, you know, somehow our team just isn't getting better. Oh, what is going on with Kirka? Hold on. Why is Jorg Kirka 75 rated? That is not good enough. Yeah, hold on, Jorg. We're going to fix this up right away. But yeah, this is going to be our pairings. We're going to roll it like this exactly. Yeah, Kirka's right-handed anyway, so why wouldn't we roll with that? That looks really good. Sanchez is 86 rated. Svitov's and Delmore are both right in that 67, 68 rating range. We are going to put Millman back down to the minors, I believe, and then we'll pull a forward up. As far as these forward lines go, though, like, what is going on here? This is just a schmozzle. Put Myers down there. We'll go Timonen swapped. Belchetz up. Honestly, ooh, we got options here, that's for sure. Andy Healy's just, he's kind of expensive, but you know what? Like, Tuzolino's actually looking way better than he has in previous years. Like, I'm very impressed with him. I know he's the lower rated of the two, but I'm also kind of interested to try out a lineup where we get chemistry that looks like that. Like, that doesn't look bad. We could even run Oleg Vasilyev as a center as well. Like, that is an option. I just don't like having three small playmakers. Well, I guess Misa isn't really small. He's the big guy on that line, but... okay, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we run the lineup like that for now. We can then take Timonen, who has 73 face-offs, swap him out for Svedberg, who has 79 face-offs, and then we roll with a much more balanced lineup overall, because I don't really want to run three playmakers. Or we go like that. You know what? That's probably the play. Or we go 3 and 3. Teravainen's good enough to play center as far as his face-offs go. Why don't we go the 4 and 3? Just run it like that. Why not? Keep Belchetz on that wing. He's still going to score a lot. It's just more so a matter of improving the chemistry as much as we possibly can. And then, yeah, Archer's huge. He's 6'4". I didn't realize he was that big, but you know what? We will take it. I am very happy with how Pat Archer has turned out. Meanwhile, these other guys down in the bottom are questionable. We probably have a better forward than Ben Myers at this point, too. Like, I don't know why he's the... Yeah, we should have Hewson playing for sure. Yeah, we're going to put Kyler Hewson up into the league. I think that makes a lot of sense at this point. And while, yes, we have other guys like Kuiper and... I don't know. Let's see. Who else is scratched? Mures should be getting playtime. Modine should be getting playtime. Strudwick should be getting playtime. Like, there's a handful of guys that need to be getting ice time and just simply aren't. Like, literally both of these goalies right now. We're going to be sitting both of these goalies this year to play the younger goalies. No worries, Peaceful. Have a great day. I don't know when that comment came in exactly. I wasn't really looking at it, but... yeah, we're gonna make some changes to this lineup too, for sure. But yeah, it's just a matter of what are the changes gonna be exactly. Goudreau, we're gonna throw on the top line this year because he deserves it after the last season he just put up. And okay, So first things first in the minors, Modin gets the start. No doubt about that in my mind. And then Saunders gets the backup role. And then those other two goalies just sit because that's how it's going to be. We're then going to have a lineup of Sweat, Arvidsson, and I'm thinking probably either Engel or somebody along those lines. Belchetz is going to get a second line role again because he was really good there last year. Fucale should actually, you know what? How come this line is just not working this year? Ooh, we could go like that too. That actually looks really solid. Okay, additional scratch players. I definitely want Denny playing, but he's getting like third line play time. Mears could play fourth line. Strudwick could play. You know what? We're going to run Mears and Strudwick as second liners as well. Kyler Hewson is also coming out of the lineup, so what we're going to do is we're going to move Kuiper down because I've pretty much lost all hope in that guy. And then we're going to run Strudwick on one wing. We'll run... Kind of thinking Castle's there, honestly. Let's try this. I know this doesn't entirely make sense, but it might just work. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty nice, actually. Okay, who's got the best face-offs out of all these guys? It is indeed Stefan Mears, so we're going to keep him there. And I really, really like that lineup. That looks very nice. I'm quite happy with all the depth chemistry on a roll 4-line system. Like, that does not happen very often. I am just wondering, can we get Kyler Denny in on the third line still? Probably over Voinov, because he's 25 now, so let's do that. Okay, so yeah, Kyler Denny is getting playtime over those other guys because he's one of our best prospects actually at this point for making the bottom six in the NHL. And then, of course, we're going to be giving Kyler Hewson some time. You know what? I'm thinking we probably go Hewson and Voinov up just to add that extra little bit of depth for the system. And then we will go. I'm not even going to worry about the power play here. Even if our power play is not good, our team is good 5-on-5, and that's all that really matters because we have great coaching. I'm sure our penalty kills are actually good because we have so many two-way forwards. Oh yeah, look at that. There's a +3 PK in there. That's crazy. Doesn't make sense to me, but we will take it. All right, interesting looking team here this year for sure. I also haven't really switched out any defensemen yet, and that's another thing that just needs to happen here. Unfortunately, Connor Mackey is just like a perfect fit for, yeah, that kind of stinks. But you know what? We can still make it work. We are going to play Harrison Georges in there still. And then, yeah, okay, I think that's how we're going to run the lineup for this year. I know the defense looks really bad, but it's actually probably going to be better than everybody thinks. And, all right, we'll bring Hewson and Voinov up. We'll send a few other guys down. That's going to be our goalies for this year in the AHL. And yeah, our team's coming together. That's for sure. That's the one thing I can actually say about our team here. And then we'll send, you know what? Oh yeah, when we send Millman down, that's going to change up all of the AHL here. So, all right. This year for captaincy, we are looking at, of course, nothing's really changed. There's no point in changing anything because everything's pretty much stayed the same. The only new player in here that we haven't actually looked at yet is Hedberg, who's supposedly number 86. We will go and double check that in just a moment. But I am just going to make these roster moves here quickly. We're gotta say, tier list, I'm a bit of a dead giveaway. There's I'm very much an Oilers fan, unfortunately, for the longest time, and now it's actually not so unfortunate, which is a nice change of pace considering how many things have gone wrong for the Oilers in really not that long a period of time. But yeah, I am through and through an Oilers fan. So, all right, we still have good chemistry down here, which is amazing. It's just something I don't even consider or think about. All right, we'll run Calder down there. We'll run Millman as the other D-man, and boom! Look at that. That defensive core all of a sudden looks very, very nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. I am interested as to why is our team chemistry... Oh, it's only 54%. That kind of makes sense. AHL, it's 85. Oh, my lord. Okay, then. I'm thinking, just looking at the group we got here, why don't we give... Let's give Noel Millman the captaincy for the AHL this year. I think that's fair. And then we really just have, nobody else, really, in the NHL as far as leadership and stuff goes. That's probably why we have such such a bad group here for how everything else is working out. But, yeah. Let's just do that nice and quickly. I definitely need to eat something here soon. I'm definitely getting hungry at this point. And sorry, Mackie. And you know what? Georges can keep it. That's fine. Georges can have an A. But yeah, we're going to Noel Millman because he was just dominant over this last year. And then another presence player is Valaquette. So we're going to give him an alternate too because he's just been fabulous for this team over the past few seasons. So, all right. That's what we're going to do for the captaincies there. Let's get over to edit player now. So this is actually, I guess this will be pretty much... After we do the player editing, this will be where we cut for episode 21 of the edited version, and then we'll continue on, obviously, on the live stream. But yes, could I show you the Growlers jerseys? Kind of. I can't show you all of them right now, but here's one of them, at least as far as how they look. I'm sure you could probably duplicate it pretty easily. They're not a super crazy jersey or anything, but they look really good. So. Alright, here is Sven Hedberg, our newest player. I actually really like the tape job and stick and everything. He seems to be mainly a CCM guy, but you know what? The Bauer gloves look kind of sweet. I'm actually not going to change anything about him here, except for maybe the facial hair. And he is very much a ginger. He's got the partial beard set up. I like it. And then for the playoffs, he's going to be able to... We're just going to give him the full growth beard for the playoffs. But yeah, that's Sven Hedberg, our newest player here. Yeah, I wish I could show the other jerseys. I can't, unfortunately, right now. We can once I show you the team ratings for the upcoming season. But all right, this is where we're gonna cut for the edited version. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, actually, I forgot to show you guys Kyler Hewson as well. Kyler Hewson's the other player that is new to this team. I guess Voinov as well. So here's Hewson. Man, the gear is chaotic, but I also kind of like it because he is a grinder after all. So you know what? Let's keep it. Why not? I'm not that I'm feeling lazy necessarily, but let's just keep the gear. Why not? And he's gonna have the patchy beard. Beautiful. All right. So that is Kyler Hewson, one of our... I believe he was a second-round pick, if I'm not mistaken. He was... I'm going to have to actually click on his profile. He was a second-round pick, so yeah, not our worst pick by any means. He's actually made the show, which is something impressive. It doesn't happen very often for low elite 60-something rated guys. And then here's Voinov. Again, not really going to do too much here. Just make sure that the beard style's all looking good. He actually does a one length there, but we'll give him the full thing for the playoffs, obviously. And I don't think we have any number discrepancies or changes where players have conflicting numbers, so that's going to be nice. But yeah, let's just double check it one more time, and then we will call it an episode here. But all right, Houston, Voinov 68, Hedberg 79, or Hedberg's 86, Houston 79. Looks good to me. Caden Rogers as well, or Cole Rogers, Captain Canada. I also forgot about him. So we got to go edit him as well. Of course we have to edit him as well. But yeah, this team is looking pretty solid, honestly. Like, I'm not that I'm surprised at how good it is, but we've had less regression than I expected considering how bad we did last year. Ooh, that is I like number 67. I'm fine with that. But I gotta say the tape job, man. The TJ is just I gotta give it a change. It's such an ugly tape job for a defenseman. Like, I'm so much better with that tape job instead. Alright, so we'll change that one, make that one little change. He seems to be rocking half true, half CCM, so that works for me. Captain Canada. And then, alright, he's gonna have the full goatee. You'll love to see it. And actually, you know what? As much as he should have the goatee, we're going to give him the full beard because then that just gives off the full, like, Steve Rogers vibe where, yeah, he's just like, if he grows the beard, he's like, boom! Because we got to do that. He does look like a beast, though. He's going to be really fun. And hopefully he will start to develop some X factors here, but we'll have to wait and see. So, there you go. Captain Canada. Going to be a fun one for sure. And I think that's it. I don't think we really need to do much else. Caden Sanchez, we should probably edit some pads on here quickly, because why not? Yeah, he's got the LA Kings gear. That makes no sense. Okay, let's change that. So go all the way over to the ECHL, and then we can use the Growlers helmet right there. Boom. I love how it looks. It's such a cool helmet. And then, if I'm not mistaken, if I go in and edit this and use the saved colors, you betcha, we can absolutely make that work. Okay, and do that. Let's try the white outline, see how that looks. Oh yeah, that's the one for sure. All right, so we'll do that, and then we will go and do. Well, we can't do that. Okay, hold on. What stick is he using? The True Catalyst X93. So then let's go find that same one. Where is it? I don't think there is a true X93. Oh, maybe there is. Hold on. I'm not seeing it. Oh boy. Okay, that's not great. Okay, so we will go with the... What was the next closest looking one there? There was like the true... I saw one. There isn't, of course. I don't know goalie equipment very well. That's my problem. So probably just go with the next true that was available. Although I do, from my perspective, I do always like how the Brian's gear looks. Brian's looks awesome. Am I just tripping, or did I not see a true... Okay, let's just go with the hazardous. Why not? It's going to look cool. What section we added in here? While I could go all black, I think I want to just go black highlights instead. So that means we'll go with like the main piece here being the growler color. And then black highlights should look good, but we're going to rip... Okay, we'll rip these three as that bottom color, and that's going to actually look so cool. Yeah, I like it. I like it. The goalie equipment's for sure the most intricate thing to design for what we're doing here. And then there's got to be some white highlights in here too. We gotta do something there. I'm thinking like, yeah, that true text right there being white. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, that's all we're gonna do. That's gonna be the the trapper, and then we're just gonna apply this to all and see how it turns out. Does it turn out nicely? Oh, that's why. Okay. hold on, my bad. Let's try this again. So we'll go over to blocker. Again, select the true hazardous, wherever it is. Oh, there better be a true hazardous here. Come on, there we go. Okay, we'll go with that one. And with, where is it? There, okay. Now let's try this again. So we'll go to customize again. We'll go to color again. We'll go boom, we'll go boom, and then the blocker also looks like that, and the pads. Oh yeah, that looks nice. I like it. All right, and then of course the stick we gotta change up just a little bit again. So we'll go there, and then we'll go white highlights, and it is good. All right, there you go. All right, that's all we're doing for. The True Gear looks really cool too, I have to say. Oh, actually, maybe we do a swapperoo on the stick customization just so that it matches the gear a little better. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Oh, what is that? Oh, that's so cool. It's like white, but it's also got the like fade kind of look on the true stick. Yeah, that is awesome. Okay. So there you have it. There is Caden Sanchez. That's he's been playing with us for at least a year now. He's also got the Jack Frost look going here, which is actually kind of cool. But yeah, that's our goalie. I get the feeling now that we've edited him, he's actually going to play better. So, all right, there you go. That is it. That is our team for the upcoming season. That's where we're going to wrap up the edited episode. Of course, we're going to keep live streaming, but thank you guys all for watching on the edited side of YouTube. I really appreciate every single one of my viewers. You guys make it possible for me to keep doing this. But that is it for this one. I will see you guys all in the next one.